joined by myself, Lawson. I've got two wonderful people in the studio who we're going to be talking about an amazing exploits that you guys are about to get into very, very soon. But before I get to you guys, you're going to sit pretty here while I just say, hey, again, Mark Miller, Take the World and Give Me Jesus. We've also got to give away for today the Tabernacle chart, symbolism in the tabernacle. If you want to know all about how the sanctuary shows us the pattern of salvation, you can send through the code word #pattern to 0491 064 669. In the studio this morning, we have Louise and Rachel. And you guys are joining us from your organization, being Ride for Rescue and your Ride4Life initiative, to ride a quad tandem, all over the place. Hey, what's the go? What are we doing, guys? Tell us about it.
What are we doing? Okay, so we are riding Australia's first quad tandem bike. So for those playing at home, they are 4 people on the one bike. And we are riding from Scarborough Beach in Perth all the way over to Bondi Beach in Sydney.
Okay. So this is across Australia.
Across Australia, yep.
That
whole
is
way.
Incredible. That is an incredible feat.
Over 4,000
4,000 kilometers.
Yes, correct.
This is amazing. Okay, so we've actually mentioned you guys on the show before, talked about it. What does it look like for you guys to set out on this feat? Where did it begin? What was the inspiration, and how has things been tracking along up until this point? I know that you guys are starting really soon. So what does this journey look like?
Wow, that's a big question.
Yeah.
Lots in there. So inspiration, I rode a tandem back in 2015. So 10 years ago was my first venture into these crazy bike rides, when I rode 1,000 kilometres with my son Nathaniel. And then my Ride for Rescue charity bike ride started then. And from that point, we have an annual Ride for Rescue mountain bike ride from Canberra to the top of Mount Kosciuszko. And then in 2021, my youngest son, Matthew, was keen to do a tandem ride, but we had to double the distance. So we did over 2,000 kilometres from Ballarat to Uluru.
Okay, just a casual ride, bro.
2K.
Yeah. That's incredible.
And then Sonia, who's one of our other riders, she's on the Central Coast, a friend of mine. She said, hey, she'd love to do one of the tandem rides with me. And she put out there, look, why don't we go from Perth to Sydney?
Okay. I was going to say, man, this Sonia lady, like, she's being thrown into the deep end here, but she wanted to do it.
Yeah.
She's pushed the envelope.
Yep, she's the one.
Perth to Sydney. Wow.
And she's actually not even a cyclist.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which even adds to the picture of this. However, anyway, that was about 3 years ago. But then last year, on my annual Capital Cosy ride, I met up with Rach and Anna. And we were just sharing, Sonia and I, about our ride. And they were like, hey, we'd love to join you. And we said, well, why not? Let's just get 2 tandems and go across the country together, 4 girls.
Yeah.
And we were planning. And in my planning, as we do, we scroll on Facebook and that sort of stuff. And this quad tandem came across my feed. And I went,
wow.
Instantly it jumped out at me. I went, that is awesome. We need to do something even more different. Let's go a quad.
A quad
and the 4
tandem.
of us can be on it together. And I just shared the clip with the girls, and they're all like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. That is so awesome. Now, this bicycle, I'm looking at it here. It is long. It is red. It looks like a great setup. You've got the drop bars on it. And yeah, I'm expecting some like Strava PBs and whatnot with this.
There'll be some king of the mountains for sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you're going in the category of quad tandem, isn't this like the first? Is this the only quad tandem in Australia?
It is. However, just recently we've heard there is one tucked away in a
museum. It's from the 1950s.
Okay.
It's so this is we can now say it's the only rideable road quad tandem in Australia. This is there. That's a track quad tandem. But no, it is very much the first. It'll be the very first event like this and riding this many kilometres.
Okay, dude, this is awesome. I love this. I love feats of fitness, people getting across and doing things and cycling as well. What does it look like for you guys to prepare for this? What is it? Have you been training? Have you been working hard? Have you been eating Guzman and Gomez and just saying,
mate, yeah, that'll
there's
get you
4
across.
of us. We'll be all right. Like, What are you doing?
So we, I think Louise is probably like the most cycle fit. The rest of us have kind of just been trailing behind, trying to get lots of Ks in. Obviously we can't train together on the bike, which is quite a challenge. So we've just been at home grinding away. We've had a bit of a training program that Anna came up with. So starting out with like 80 Ks a week, going up to 100, 120, 140. And, you know, now we can just say we're tapering because we haven't really been doing that much riding. But yeah, there's been, quite a lot behind the scenes, like just in terms of trying to get saddle ready. But who knows? I feel like you don't even know what to expect out there. So just hope for the best.
Well, and we're as fit as we'll be now anyway.
Yeah.
But look, the team, I feel, have been pretty committed. You know, a bit of cross training. Rach over here, like, you know, give her a surfboard. She loves to run.
Sure.
So.
And I mean, that's the great thing about cycling. It's one of those things where, you know, of course you need a high level of, like a decent level of fitness, but you're not expecting that level of impact, of course, unless you crash, then running. And I think I want to speak to that as well, which is that, you know, on these kinds of feats, there are things that can go wrong, mechanical failures, or the God forbid crashing. Crashing, I think, would be the thing that would really send it off. What have you guys been doing in terms of planning for those kinds of challenges that could come up?
Well, we're just planning not to crash.
Okay, I would say that is actually a good plan. All right, start off, don't crash. Sweet. All right.
But we've got all the first aid gear if needed. You know, we've got all the backups. We put all those things in place. I've learned the more you prepare, the less goes wrong.
Yeah. Oh, true. Yeah. Okay. So have you got, will there be a car following you guys? Okay. Awesome. So, I'm seeing nods in the studio this morning.
Yeah, look, we've got 3 support vehicles and they have all left. Our first vehicle left on Sunday and then the van with the quad left yesterday with a few issues already, flat battery and new battery in Sydney there, but he's back on the road. And then this morning, our 3rd vehicle left.
Okay.
And now it's up to us to fly across on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. Dude, this is so cool. I'm also looking at this bike. I'm like, this thing is so awesome. So where did you get this bike from? Was it just made in the backyard? What's the go?
So, when Louise said, we're going to be riding this quad tandem, I was like, okay, so we need to find a quad tandem. And there weren't any, like, you can't just go on Facebook Marketplace and buy one of these things. It's kind of like, we had to search far and wide. And I came across this guy called Ben Miller. He runs a charity called Worth Hats, and they run like suicide prevention, like workshops and therapy and like counselling for people who like can't afford it. And they do like an annual bike World Quad Championship Tour, they call it.
Yeah.
And they ride like from point to point in Canada. There was 5 different teams on 5 different quads. And we just thought, well, this guy, he's got all the quads, so let's just buy one secondhand from him. And he was like, that's awesome. Like, so we just made contact with him, bought the women's bike that was ridden by the Canadian team. And then we sent it over on a plane to Australia. And that was basically...
awesome.
That was it.
So
really?
how long
it was quite complex. It
was super complex. Like, honestly, we had so many issues with that. Like, you know, with the freight and like how long it was and like all of this, but it's here now, so it's good.
Oh, epic. When did it arrive? When did it get here? How long have you guys had to practice on this thing? Like the coordination, the turns,
When did it? June?
That's what I was thinking. I reckon it was about June. So we've only had 3 actual weekends together because Rach is from Sunshiny Coast, Anna's from Gold Coast, and myself here on Lake Macquarie, and Sonia's on the Central Coast. So we've had literally 3 or 4 rides together on this.
That's a little bit concerning, but
hey, I think this is my perspective, at least. This is my uninitiated perspective. If you can all ride your own bikes, you should be able to get on the quad tandem together and do it.
Totally.
Okay. No dramas.
My next question is, who's taking the helm? Who's steering this thing? Who's the captain of the ship?
That's me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So guys, it's not me.
Apparently it's me.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're taking the reins. You know, you're gonna be flying down those descents, keeping you guys on track. Oh, that's so awesome. And you touched on, Rach, what they're doing in Canada with these bikes, which is, you know, and the kind of movements that they're supporting as a result of it, particularly suicide awareness. Is that the same thing that you guys are doing here in Australia?
Yeah, so we're fundraising for a charity initiated by Gus Warland. It's called Ride4Life. And they run, it's basically like aimed at a lot of school kids, getting them mentally fit and mentally prepared for life, and just helping them through, like, just talking about, you know, things that they might be bothering them. And so, yeah, Louise can probably touch on this a little bit more. She kind of found Ride4Life and was really intrigued with what they're doing.
Yeah, so it's for mental fitness as well, mental health and suicide prevention here in Australia. And, yeah, going to schools, it's a really big thing. That's kind of their goal, is to go right across the country and to get their mental fit programs just as a standard subject like maths and English.
Yeah.
But they're in workplaces, they out in the community, surf clubs. They just reaching as many spaces as they can, going in and having these workshops, having those hard conversations, teaching people that it's actually okay, and to find that mate, that one person that you know you can go to no matter what.
Yeah, wow. That's powerful. I mean, it's great to see people, you know, tackling one of Australia's biggest issues as well. I think it's 18 to 34 currently, the biggest number one cause of death for men in that age group.
Yeah,
is
between
suicide.
15 and 44. It's the highest.
15 and 44.
Between the age of 15 and 44, it's the highest.
Wow.
So every day, 9 people take their life.
Yeah.
With 7 men, 2 women, which is just devastating.
Yeah, it's devastating. And I think particularly as well, you know, the reason why you're here on Faith FM is that you're Christian people. You love the Lord. We love the Lord as well. And we know that, you know, the ultimate solution for these kinds of problems is that people would find Jesus. We know that, hey, when you do find Jesus, life isn't without up and downs, but we know that people are so valuable. And people are so valuable. Jesus loves them. God loves them. And sometimes they just need that hand up in their most desperate and difficult times. And so you guys are going out there and putting yourself in some desperate and difficult times on a quad tandem. I'm so keen to hear how this goes, because there are some people who do these feats and, you know, you hear them come back, yeah, I ran 500 kilometers and we had good weather and everything was perfect. And some people are like, it rained the whole time and I got 6 broken shoes or 3 flat tires or this or that or the other. But you guys are taking it on no matter what. You know, I am so keen to see. And with that, I want to ask you guys, where can we track your progress? Like, how can we know how you guys are going, keep up with you guys, and also, you know, give to the cause that you guys are raising money for?
Yeah, so we are across a lot of platforms. On Facebook, you can find us on Ride4Life with the number 4, Australia. On our social media, like TikTok and Instagram, those platforms, it's Ride4Life _ Oz, AUS. And then our website is ride4life.info.
Awesome. Okay. So, you know, Ride4Life is kind of the moniker. I was looking it up earlier today. There are a few other people trying to do Ride4Life. It's just a catchy name, I think. But hey, if you guys want any of that info, text into The Breakfast Show, #RIDE, and we'll send you a pack with all of those various handles and tags and all those kinds of things. 0491 064 669 #RIDE. Said that one through. Guys, we've got about a minute left. What do you want to leave with us? Maybe encourage us, some thoughts going into this ride going forward?
Well, our verse we've got is in John, you know, that he came to give us life and to give it to the full.
Wow.
And, you know, this is what we're all about. We want to get out there and we want people to know that every life counts.
Ooh, yeah.
And we're riding for everyone out there that is suffering, that it's going through a tough time, but that remember that, God's got you, and, you know, we're going to be out there, and come and chat if you see us on the road.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. I've got one more question. Shoes or cleats? What are we doing? Are we clipping in? Are we clipping into this bike?
Oh, that's been a conversation back and forth for weeks, to the point that it's only last week it was decided. And what did we decide, Rach?
We're not cleating in because, like, honestly, we all can't unclip our shoes in the time that it takes to fall off that thing. No way.
However, just yesterday, I could not get flats that suited. So I have both.
You have both ready
I've
to go.
got cleats.
She's gone against
the
us.
pedal
Yeah.
wheel, cleat one side, flat the other. Because I want to take my cleat shoes that are comfortable,
Absolutely.
worn in. Yeah.
Epic.